Alright, so let's look at some of the strumming options that we have in Evolution Electric Guitar Strawberry. So first of all, in the mapping, you'll see two key switches below the main playing range, and those are full chord strums. There's a downstroke and an upstroke. And then above the main playing range, we have single note strums, and those correspond to either the strings or their relative pitches depending on the chord mode. So right now we've got the chord mode disabled, which means that when I play, you'll hear the notes. The notes aren't bypassed. However, I can still use the strumming keys. So if I play a chord, I can use these strumming keys to strum that chord. It also works well to repeat whatever chords or notes you have held. So it's good for power chords, for example, because you can alternate between playing the notes in the playing range and using the strumming key. You also, the notes don't have to overlap, so you can actually leave gaps between them, and it will remember the notes that you played in order to repeat them. So the next chord mode is held notes, which works exactly the same, except it bypasses the notes in the main playing range. So I can hold down a chord and you won't hear it, and then I can use the strum keys to strum that held chord. So it's good for if I want a very specific guitar voicing, I can use that, or it's also good if I want to play like a tremolo on a single note. So that's handy. And the last chord mode is the auto detect mode. And what that means is I can hold down a chord and then strum it, and it'll automatically detect the voicing and use a real guitar voicing to play. So it'll also detect the in different inversions. So here's first inversion and second inversion with a fifth and bass. It'll also detect pretty much any type of voicing that you can imagine. One other thing that I want to point out with this is the position of the chord depends on the fretting position. So if I adjust the fretting position, put it higher, and I play a chord, it'll play that chord in the very nearest position. Now, if you want to use a different position other than the fretting position, you can also use the chord position right here. When it's set at default, it will refer to the main fretting position. So in this chord mode with the auto detect, if you hold a chord and you use these single note strums, the lowest key plays the very lowest note fretted, and the next one plays the E string. Now, there are no notes on the E string in this chord, so it's silent. And then it goes to the A string, the D string, G string, B string, and the high E string. So those are very handy if you want fingerstyle patterns and want to access single notes. So anyway, I hope this video gives you a head start in strumming, and I'll make some more video tutorials going over the strumming patterns and also how to record your own patterns. So stay tuned for those.